Hello, welcome back to the JW Thoughts channel. My name is Wally, and today we are looking at a new video that Watchtower produced, giving us an inside glimpse of what it's like to be a construction volunteer for Watchtower. This is something that I've enjoyed talking about recently, so I thought we would dive a little bit farther into it. Don't forget to drop a like on this video. It helps it get out to more people on YouTube, and subscribe to the channel if you're enjoying the content. And let's do this.
Today, it is impressive to see what Jehovah's organization is accomplishing in all the earth. And those who volunteer to do the work at Bethel and in construction assignments continue to make Jehovah's heart rejoice. The Personnel Committee has prepared the following report to highlight some of the precious people who work behind the scenes, our hard-working brothers and sisters in construction. What is their work, lifestyle, and daily routine? How can getting involved in this work as a young person lead to rewarding opportunities in the future? And how can all of us support these self-sacrificing servants of Jehovah? We invite you to watch and listen as some of our dear construction workers tell their stories.
So we have our latest teleprompter warrior, Jeffrey Winder, newly appointed to the governing body. So he is going to showcase why it's important for young people to really be excited and get involved with the construction work.
There's something special about construction. Sometimes you travel to the middle of nowhere and we've met construction groups and there's just a vibe.
So fetch. What is fetch? Oh, it's like slang from England. So if you're from Africa, why are you white? Oh my God, Karen, you can't just ask people why they're white.
Now, not to go all mean girls here, but we all know this couple. The couple that pops into Joann Fabrics, finds a print, she makes a dress, he makes a tie, and the pocket square. And they think they look like Joe Jonas and Sophia Turner from the Met Gala. Like, oh my God. I don't like to be mean, but I don't know why, especially in JW Broadcastings, because we've seen this in the past. I think it was on a Gilead graduation or something, but the exact same look. And I gotta be honest, if you're a Jehovah's Witness watching this, it's not the look. It's not it. Stop it. Get some help.
Stop it. Get some help.
And there's just a vibe. There's just a we're family. And you're going to have a good time.
So we kind of grew up around construction, which was a huge privilege. Our parents were both involved in construction on one particular assembly hall.
Yeah, we just heard from a few different characters and they just seem to be having so much fun. And the thought of having fun and to be in full-time service for Jehovah was very, very appealing.
I think this is what we need to start calling accidental honesty. When they were looking at serving Jehovah full-time, they thought, wow, that looks really unbearable and miserable. But when they thought about not having to knock on doors and just being involved in construction, well, that looked like a happy experience. So it's funny because, like, in order for that to look happy, what was the alternative? Was the alternative you were looking at it before or knocking on doors, just regular pioneering, and it didn't seem appealing? And that is 100% the case. A lot of times when certain Jehovah's Witnesses get involved in all of the construction projects, it's because they don't enjoy the field ministry. They find it very tedious and annoying because it's like you're always working harder and harder and harder, and you're never going anywhere. At least with construction projects, you get to start with some dirt and you get a building on it, so you have some semblance of accomplishment. So at least there is a way for it to feel a lot more satisfying. And from my personal experience, I would say that construction projects, generally speaking, are a little bit more upbeat and happier, maybe a little bit looser and calm, and not as stressful as maybe just a day in the field ministry.
What I like the most about my assignment is knowing that I can be a useful tool in Jehovah's hands, and that wherever he sees a need, I can help. My mom's example later helped me to decide to enter full-time service. And when it came to doing more for Jehovah, she taught us to make Jehovah's service our way of life.
So something that I wanted to point out, other than the overtly jovial music, was how they are presenting their assignments as Jehovah, Jehovah, Jehovah. They are really pounding that into the audience's head. It's Jehovah's service, and we're useful to Jehovah, and we're doing things for Jehovah. But is it really so? And the reason I say it is, why does Jehovah need these buildings? If the Jehovah's Witness doctrine is true, and Zizi is trying to take down the blinds. Zizi, no. Zizi, stop. Go. Okay, jump. There you go. If the Jehovah's Witness doctrine is true, and Armageddon is right around the corner, that means that Jehovah's Witnesses, the ones who are going to be left on this earth, are quite literally going to own everything. Every building, every piece of land will immediately become property of Watchtower. So why do they need to buy it now? What is the function of it? Oh boy, Zizi's gonna fall. It would appear the Zizi situation is calm, at least for the moment, so we will press on. But really think about that. Shouldn't the goal be to maximize our time in the preaching work, trying to get as many people to hear about God's kingdom before the time of the end? Wouldn't that be of a higher priority over building things? Because all of the buildings are already going to belong to Jehovah's Witnesses anyway. It's all going to be theirs. I'm sure Jehovah could just direct his fireballs accordingly to at least keep some of these buildings up and running. Why buy and purchase and remodel them now? It's almost as if you're just working for a real estate company that hides behind a religious entity, and you're not actually building things for Jehovah, because that doesn't actually make any sense why you would have to build things for Jehovah. You might just be building them for Watchtower.
One particular convention where I heard a talk about goals, it kind of made me just take a pause and think about what my goals were. What do I really want to do in my service to Jehovah? Have I yet done anything that's really shown him that I'm putting my life squarely in his hands? And I think that was that moment in that talk that I thought, it is time for an adventure with Jehovah.
Oh yes, an adventure with Jehovah. But is it really so? Well, let's look at that thought experiment one more time. If it's true that Armageddon is right around the corner, and if it's true that Jehovah is happy with people helping to erect buildings that potentially could be used to, whatever after paradise, couldn't someone just get a normal construction job and also say that they're going on an adventure with Jehovah? And they could get paid for it now, so they could be a little bit more happier and comfortable? Couldn't you just say, well, no, I mean, Jehovah can use this building anyway, so therefore, why not just get a normal construction job and get paid for it? Wouldn't it be the same? So are you going on an adventure with Jehovah, or are you going on an adventure for Watchtower? Zizi's biting my arm. Zizi, why are you doing that?
We're from quite simple backgrounds. We had simple jobs. And what Jehovah has managed to achieve with us always amazes us, really, because we now do jobs that we never would have imagined that we could have done. So every assignment that we've had, I think we've felt quite overwhelmed. Inexperienced.
I think sometimes when you're completely out of your comfort zone is when Jehovah can give you what you most need. So the end outcome is always an enormous blessing. And so the blessings always outweigh the challenges.
Now, this is what actually really prompted me to want to talk about this video, and it's this mentality that they demonstrate here. You know, we had simple jobs before. Now, with Jehovah's help, we never imagined what we would have been able to do. And if you've ever been a Jehovah's Witness, you are intimately aware that that is how they think about themselves and what they do, what they have the ability to do. They sort of think about themselves as if they're almost like children that can't do anything on their own without, Papa Jehovah's help. But all that happened was they got an assignment from Watchtower, they got some training from Watchtower, and they learned how to do a job. No supernatural, intervention necessary here. I'm sure he'll move eventually. And one of the problems that I really see with people that have left the organization is sometimes they hold on to this I can't mentality instead of thinking, I can do this. I know I can do this, and here's my plan, and I'm going to get this done, and advancing confidently in the direction of your goals. Oftentimes I see people, sort of reverting back to that Jehovah's Witness thinking of, well, I'm not good enough, or I'm not smart enough, or I don't know how to do that. Well, at one point in time, you didn't know how to do anything, and you've had to figure it all out. So you've made it this far. Why not push yourself a little bit farther? Because humans have this incredible ability to adapt and learn. It's quite amazing. If you want to set a goal of learning a foreign language, you can do that. And within like a couple years, you'll probably be fluent if you give it your all. You can just put a goal ahead of you and work towards it. It's as simple as that. And waiting around or hoping for things, that is a Jehovah's Witness mentality that I wish more and more people would just get rid of. You don't need to hope. You need to work. Plain and simple. So anyway, this was Wally's little rant of the day, and it was a good one.
We thank all of you for the spirit you show in helping maintain your local places of pure worship. We commend all of you who, like David, Jasmine, Jonathan, and Carolina, made the decision as a youth to volunteer for Jehovah's service. We are confident that young ones will set similar goals and experience the unique joy that working with Jehovah brings. We also want to thank the thousands of special full-time servants and volunteers who work behind the scenes on construction projects around the world. Your work is appreciated and worthy of much commendation. Your tireless efforts to construct, remodel, and maintain places of pure worship benefit all of us. Your work contributes to the advancement of kingdom interests. And above all, it warms the heart of our Heavenly Father, Jehovah.
What a bunch of baloney for a huge real estate company to try and get young people interested in dedicating their life to work for them for free so they can kick them out with no 401k or family or anything, really. But man, you'll sure be happy that you advance kingdom interest. What are these kingdom interests you're even talking about? And where are they advancing? From where did they come from, and where are they going? How is a new selling one building and building another one, how is that advancing kingdom interests? At some point, you have to start wondering when Jehovah's Witnesses are going to start asking for justification. And I know it's not all witnesses that are like that, but it's becoming increasingly evident that witnesses are waking up to the scam. And when Watchtower makes stuff like this, and they don't just give you something tangible, like you can't just speak in this way forever and ever and ever. Like, it's like a couple and someone, they're, oh, I love you. Oh, I love you. Oh, I love you. But you never actually do anything for the person. You never actually demonstrate that feeling. At a certain point, words are kind of just meaningless. It's like, oh, well, I've heard that 400,000 times, but you still treat me like crap. And Watchtower treats people like crap. So they're, I don't know, maybe that's a bad illustration, but that's what it sounds like to me. Thank you so much for joining me for another episode of whatever the heck this is. If you're still around, don't forget to drop a like on the video and subscribe to the channel, and I will see you next time.